Hello students, so we will continue with the previous chapter which we started in the online class, that is why do we fall ill. So we discussed about health in the previous class, and today we will discuss something about diseases. Now please open page number 177. You all know what is health, okay? Now what do we mean by disease? The word is actually self-explanatory. We can think of it as disease that is disturbed ease, means being uncomfortable. When you feel uncomfortable or when you have some type of a discomfort you have while studying also, that is not called as disease. When really your body is unable to do any of the normal activity, okay, that is a real discomfort. Disease, in other words, literally means being uncomfortable. Okay, uncomfortable now will not include, uncomfortable means when your body is not able to do the simplest normal thing properly and you have uneasiness in doing. Now here uncomfortable as I told you does not mean that some of you feel uncomfortable while studying also, when the teacher is teaching also, or gives that is not called disease. Okay, only when you are unable to do a simple normal thing also properly. However, the word is used in a more limited meaning. We talk of disease when we can find a specific and a particular cause of discomfort. This does not mean that we have to know the absolute final cause. So disease is when we feel uncomfortable, when we feel discomfort. Now here it's also given that there is some cause of that discomfort, or when you feel uncomfortable, there is always some specific cause of that. Okay, then it is called as a disease. Like I told you, not simply just I gave you an example that while studying you may feel uncomfortable, but it doesn't have any specific cause, so then it's not a disease. Disease when you feel uncomfortable or you have any kind of a discomfort but there is some cause of it. It's not necessary to know the cause, but there is some cause in your body, there is something happening which is not okay, and because of that you feel uncomfortable. We can say that someone is suffering from diarrhea without becoming exactly what has caused, without knowing exactly what has caused the loose motions. Okay, now if someone, normally doesn't happen, but if someone is having vomiting, loose motion or stomach ache and all, then there is some discomfort. So there is some specific cause of it, but it's not necessary to know the cause unless or until it becomes. We can now easily see that it is possible to be in a poor health without actually being suffering from a particular disease. Now see, now it doesn't mean that if you are free from disease, if you don't feel any discomfort or you uncomfortable, you cannot say that you are healthy. Okay, your body, our body may be free from any disease, but then also we can be in a poor health. Why? Because health means overall well-being, socially, mentally and physical. Maybe we don't have any disease, our body is free from any type of sickness, or we don't feel discomfort, but then also we can be in a poor health if mentally we are sick, if mentally there is some fear or negative thoughts, or you are not happy, or socially you are not you feel discomfort or uncomfort, you have that type of uncomfortable feeling. Now students, how we know that there is something wrong in our body? You know, cells make tissues, okay, and these you can see here, and tissues, they make organs. A cluster of different tissues make organs, and all these organs, they make a organ system. Okay, so there are different organs, and all these organs, what they do, they form a system, they form a particular system, and all these organs, they coordinate and they perform a particular function. Okay, like In digestive system there is stomach, intestine, small intestine. So these are the different organs, and all these different organs, what they do, they have a common work, that is to digest the food, and they form the system called as digestive system. So all the organs, they work, they have a same work, they coordinate and they work together to form a system called as the to form a system. So in a system consists of different organs, and all those organs, what they do, they form a system. Like respiratory system, there is trachea, lungs, and so it forms a respiratory system. Same way there is excretory system, like kidneys, your urethra forms the excretory system. Okay, now see here. So you all know that cells make tissues and tissues make organs, and then all these organs, they make a system which is called as a which is called as the organ system. Understood? See here, you can see here, each of the, as I told you that each of the organ system has organs, specific organs having same function, okay, having a particular function. Like in the case of digestive system, all the organs, they have a same function, that is to digest the food. In respiration also, in excretory system also, all the organs, the main aim is to excrete the waste products. Okay, like here it's given here. Now students, when there is a disease, okay, when there is some disease, what happens, either the organ of an organ system doesn't work properly, or whole of the organ system doesn't work properly. Like suppose if there is a disease, like suppose there is food poisoning, or there is vomiting or loose motions, what will happen, digestive system will be affected, maybe stomach may not function properly, or maybe intestine may not function properly. So what will happen, the organs, these organs, if they will not function properly, what will happen, the person will suffer from a particular disease. Okay, when there is a disease, either the functioning of one or more systems of the body will change for the worse. These changes give rise to symptoms and signs of the disease. Symptoms of disease are the things we feel as being wrong. So now, and also it also happens, if one system doesn't work properly, may affect the other system. Okay, and then the other system will not function properly, or sometimes the organs of a particular system may not function properly, okay, due to some or the other reason. And when it happens, it gives rise to certain signs which are called as symptoms, and which shows us and or due to which we feel uncomfortable. Understood? Like if a digestive system is not functioning properly, like if stomach is not functioning properly, food is not digested or absorbed properly, what will happen? Or you can also say, if let us take the case of digestive system only, if any of the organ or small intestine or stomach is not functioning properly, what will happen? It may give rise to some of the signs, some of the symptoms, like it may give rise, a person may suffer from loose motions or vomiting. So these are the symptoms, these are the signs, and due to which we feel uncomfortable. I hope it is clear. Okay, now there are certain symptoms like headache, wound with a pus, okay, and then like loose motions, vomiting. So these are certain symptoms which shows us that there is something wrong with the body. Okay, there is something wrong, something unusual with the body. So what happened, the person, but headache doesn't mean, but headache may be due to many reasons. Okay, so what happens, these all are certain signs which tell there is something wrong with the body, and when the person goes to the doctor gets some indication, okay, what could have happened, what is the reason for that, and then the doctor may ask to go for certain lab tests to confirm the disease, and then after that the doctor gives treatment. Please underline, signs of the disease are what physicians will look for on the basis of the symptoms. Okay, when you will go to doctor, the doctor will tell the symptoms, then he may get some indication that this could be the reason for the discomfort, and then doctor, just to confirm it, may ask for certain tests, certain lab tests, and when it is confirmed, then the treatment it starts. Okay, now disease. Now students, acute and chronic disease, that is not in the syllabus. Okay, causes of diseases, chronic disease and poor health, that is not in the syllabus. Now we come to infectious and non-infectious diseases. Now infectious and non-infectious diseases you have done in the previous classes also. What is an infectious disease? Now let us say there are two types of disease called as infectious and the non-infectious disease. So please underline. Infectious diseases are those diseases which are caused by infectious agents. And what are the infectious agents? The microbes or the microorganisms. So diseases which are caused by infectious agents or microbes or microorganisms are called as infectious diseases. Now you know microbes are or microorganisms are of 4 or 5 types. What are those? That is, microbes are microbes, they fall into 3, 4 or 5 groups. Viruses, this is one group. Bacteria, this is another group. Protozoa, and algae. So these are the causes of some of the infectious diseases, and all these microorganisms, they cannot be seen with the naked eye, they can only be seen with the microscope, and there are a large number of microorganisms, and these microorganisms, they fall into 5 major categories, that is viruses group, bacteria group, algae group, fungi group, and the protozoans group. So these are the causative agents of infectious disease. So infectious diseases are those diseases which is caused by microbes or the microorganisms. Okay, now these microbes, you know, they multiply rapidly, they increase in number rapidly, so thereby the diseases which is caused by them also increases in number, it also spreads, because microorganisms or microbes, they multiply very fast and they spread very fast, so therefore the diseases caused by microorganisms also spread. Okay, it can spread in the community. Okay, you know that about some of the diseases which are highly infectious or which spreads. Okay, now on the other hand, there are also diseases that are not caused by the infectious agents. Okay, their causes, there are many reasons for the causes of these disease. Okay, these are called as non-infectious diseases. You can see here, for example, cancers, some genetic or abnormalities, high blood pressures. So they are the cause of some of the non-infectious diseases. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. So the ways in which diseases spread and the ways in which they can be treated and prevented at the community level would be different for different uses. This would depend on a lot on whether the mediated causes are infectious or non-infectious. Now you know health is a community, dependent on community. Okay, I forgot to tell you, because for health many other factors are responsible, so we are dependent on those factors, but disease is an individual this thing. Understood or no? So we will do till here, rest we will do in next class. Thank you students, have a